All right, good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Let me just mix this around. Let me fix this up here. Good morning, guys. Welcome back, everyone. I'm just getting set up there. Let me see. Let me turn that down a little bit. All right, that should be good. Should be good. Let me know if you guys should be able to hear me all clear now. Oh, good. Goldie on a mad one today. Yeah, Gold's already up like 400 ticks. That's why I just started to have a look at NQ here this morning. I literally looked at gold and I was like, damn, gold's already on a run. Gold's already on a crazy run. But yeah, good morning, guys. Welcome back. Audio and video good. Awesome. Good morning, Coach Hoop. Good to have you in. Good to see you here. Everyone else, welcome back. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. Been trading for the past 7 years, mainly focusing on gold futures here in the European session. I did just take a little NQ long there. I managed pretty quick, just because gold has been absolutely running. Gold's on a crazy run here, guys. He didn't really do too much yesterday on gold during the London and New York session, because I think Asia, was up. Well, Asia to pre-London was up 550 ticks. Today here in Asia, you've already got Asia into pre-London. You got gold up another 450 ticks. So gold's almost up, or probably is up 1,000 ticks in a day and a half, which is, yeah, absolutely insane. So I was just taking some NQ longs here. I did just manage aggressively because you're currently hitting some highs, but I do like potential longs on NQ for a bit of a squeeze here in the London session. We'll have a look at all markets this morning, guys. We'll break down gold, we'll break down NQ. We'll have a look at some currencies as well. So anything you guys are looking at, feel free to send in the chat. We'll absolutely break it down. Check out that risk to reward. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got? What was that? Chipped on 500 good liquidity cap, gold. Yeah, you might want to work on that risk to reward. I mean, you got the little scalp though. Nice. Call the morning star. Nice. Oh, look at this NQ trying to squeeze here. Quick look at NQ, guys, just so it doesn't move that Oz. But what I was basically seeing here on NQ is longs on NQ to come up into these highs around 24,870. I would imagine you'll probably get a lot of people trying to short NQ right now, and you're probably trying to get this squeeze higher. So I am trying to, anticipate a lot of people will probably be jumping in these shorts, sitting just above. What do we know NQ loves to do? Same as gold. Loves to come up and squeeze them highs. Now, there was a nice 30-minute liquidity grab, but a fake out here. So you had nice buys at 630, but now you're kind of back at the resistance. So I did just take a little quick break even there, and I'll be willing to get back in on the trade. If we can get a little bit of a pullback here, maybe it comes to the London Open, or maybe a little bit of a 15-minute liquidity grab, then there's not a bad little range to scalp here. Let me just go to my let me go to the 100. I'll trade the 100 here today. I'm just taking this pre-London scalp on my 50. We'll see what we get. See what we get for the day. And obviously, gold is crazy run. Let me go to my actual chart here. I have to make more levels here on gold again. Look at this. We're adjusting these levels every day. So now we got 3,900 gold, almost at 4,000, guys. This is insane, absolutely insane. From these lows back down here at 37.50, you got gold up almost 4%, which is huge. Considering we were back down at 37.50, literally just last week, last Wednesday. Last Wednesday we were at 37.50. Now we got gold at 3,900. What do you reckon? Do we think gold's going to get to 4,000 before the end of the year? I mean, mean, look at this. This is just insane. One of the most insane years I have ever seen on gold. I mean, it's been very, very, very nice. I honestly don't know. Sure, I don't actually know, man. But it looks like, yeah, Asia's been having some of the big plays here so far this week. You know, it's only Tuesday morning. We've got plenty of time. But Asia was the big play yesterday. You can kind of see you chopped a lot here yesterday in London. You know, look at this price action. We stayed patient yesterday. We decided to trade NQ yesterday as a little forward test. Gold ended up having a big range all the way from 7 a.m. until pretty much 11 a.m. Then you had a little bit of a breakout back above that 38.50, straight back below, straight back above, and then you kind of range. So it was even a bit of a choppy New York session as well. I think there was a nice 15-minute morning star that I know some of you guys did share in Discord here. Right at the New York Open, you had a 15-minute grab the lows, closed nice and bullish, and this was probably the nicest setup that I saw yesterday. Nice 100-tick bounce here. You had this nice breakout level. You had a liquidity grab and a breakout pre-New York, and then right at the New York Open, you had this lovely, lovely, lovely squeeze here. But other than that, you didn't really do too much. So there wasn't really much to update for you guys coming into the Asian session. Maybe trying to see if you get a little bit of pullback. But as we know, gold's been very, 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 very bullish. So you broke out in Asia, had a nice little liquidity grab here, 145, held back above, and then just carried on with this phenomenal run. Now, any of you guys who were here yesterday, what did we speak about on NQ? We took some nice NQ longs around here in the London session. And what was our reason for looking for longs is we would imagine, you know, a lot of people would be getting squeezed in some early shorts with risk and stops sitting above this level. So what did we say yesterday in the London session, guys? We called longs up into this level. So if you guys were here yesterday, whether you caught that nice NQ trade with me or not, or you were able to catch this move up, it was a very, very, very nice move. Let me see if I can log in here. And I did post it on Twitter as well. Now I don't use Twitter very much, but I will start to use Twitter more. How do I log into my Twitter account here? Let's see if I can share it with you guys. I'll try and post on Twitter more of the trades that we do take here on this Topstep stream. How do I log in? Let's see if I can share this with you guys. Got Enki having a little bit of pullback, which is nice. Are we in? Are we in? Cool. I think we're in. So I'll try and post some of these. This was the trade that we took here yesterday. So just post this on Twitter. I'm just on Twitter. I feel like a dad when I use Twitter. I've never really used Twitter probably, so I'm just the Aaron Trades, which sounds a bit egotistical as if there's loads of me. This is the one, just in case you were wondering. This is the trade from yesterday, and I've also just started to post some little clips, thanks to Sean, from the trades that we do take here on stream as well. So we'll get the London Open hashtag going as well. We'll try and build some hype like Dakota around them. So if you guys are on Twitter, I'll post some more of the Topstep updates. Yeah, that's a great point, Sean. You're definitely a dad still calling it Twitter. Yeah, that's also very true. X, I should call it. Yeah, I'll try and post near a little bit more. So if anyone does want to check it out, just the Aaron Trades. I'll try and post some free stuff and understand why people use Twitter. I don't really understand what the purpose of Twitter is, but I'll try and post more of I'll try and post more of these trades and clips on the streams of this on the Topstep channel over there. So if you guys do use it, drop me a follow. Reason for me buying this little pre-London trade here at NQ, like I say, buying up into this level where most people are trying to short. Reason for me managing this trade was this resistance. And also this 5-minute failing to actually get back above. So I saved myself a pretty decent loss there. As soon as this grabbed the lows and closed bullish, I was like, okay, cool, let me just manage risk. If we can push, great. However, you couldn't quite get back above this resistance, hold it, squeeze in lower. So if NQ can come down for a bit of a liquidity grab, there's still some decent range here to play. Yes, Clay's literally same as me, man. I literally originally first got Twitter just to stay up to date with Trump's tweets. It's literally the exact same reason I ever got Twitter, man. Sammy's channel I'm waiting for. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, I'll get Sammy on the YouTube day in the life of Sammy. That'd be pretty good content, to be fair. You did have a little bit of a sort of liquidity grab, morning star play here on gold. Yeah, there was a little pre-London long here at 7:30, 40 ticks, not bad little play. Came down for a nice grab, held the support, squeezing higher. And if you guys remember yesterday, what did we also say yesterday? I also said I have zero desire to short gold. The only way I will short gold, guys, is if I get a massive daily confirmation that gold gives me any sort of reason. So let me go to my other chart. Let me keep this one to NQ. So we got our levels. Where's our levels? There's NQ. Come here to gold. So like I was saying yesterday, the only way I will ever sell gold, and the only way I've sold gold for this whole entire push up, is only if the daily kind of confirms and shows me that there's potential for pullbacks, in the form of these liquidity grabs and a bearish closure. Cool. I'll take a small short on this day. You can, even though it's day close bullish, you can still make money on this day. Here again, tag highs, close bearish, cool. I'll short this day. Close bearish, cool. I'll short this day. But right now, there is absolutely zero reason to sell gold. We got to adjust these levels. Look at this. This is crazy. So we got 39.50 above as well. Remember, these levels love to get very, very, very well respected here. Let's hide the text. And I can't believe we're even putting it on, but we do have next key level of 4,000. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Then we'll get rid of these ones because we're absolutely nowhere near it. Hard to get into these moves when it's grabbed hourly highs and closing bearish. Yeah, 100%. I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, tag the highs bearish, tag the lows bullish. Yeah, I mean, you can. The thing is with these trades, where was that? So yeah, it looked nice on the 15. Wait, when was this one? That's on the 15. Yeah, so if you had a 15-minute grab of the highs, so 15-minute grab the highs bearish and grab the lows bullish. I mean, yeah, with these trades, you pretty much just want to play the range. Like if you're getting long from down here, I mean, I wouldn't be selling these highs, of course. I think we all know that, but I would play this very, very, very small range. But it is tough, it is tough because you also, if you, like Kay just said, if you do buy here, I would also want to be managing very, very aggressively because anything can happen at these all-time highs. Do we start to pull back? Do we start to have another leg higher? I mean, the smartest trade is just looking for the continuation. That's for sure. I think we all know that, but you do have to be willing to manage pretty aggressively. Like if you were trading here pre-London, you would have got pretty chopped up here. So to then say you would take this one and not these ones is kind of like, kind of just cherry picking a little bit. So yeah, I kind of like to say, that would have been a nice buy there. But I mean, so would have this. Didn't work out. So would have this. Didn't work out. So yeah, it's pretty tough up here on gold. That's why I think it's best that we look at some other markets here today. We had that nice call on NQ yesterday. I do think NQ can potentially shape up for either a bit of a pullback back down to lows of this range or a potential belong up into these highs. Flat for the day. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's it. It can get your break even so quick in that range. That's the thing. So it's like, you can take a trade, you can give it a chance, but you do have to accept that it's not going to be an easy run. I think a lot of people try and trade this range and then get frustrated when they take a load of break evens or they take a couple of small losses or a couple of small wins. But it's like, if you decide to trade this range, you have to accept that you decided to trade that range. It is in a range, and that's the risk that you decide to take. So if you want to trade this range, that's fine. Maybe we can look to trade this range if we get a good setup. But don't get frustrated if it doesn't just end up having a trending move. We're not in a trending market right here. I mean, we are overall, but I'm talking about here on the intraday time frame. This is ranging. So play the range. The journal this month, look at that, all long positions. That's crazy. That's amazing. I mean, to be fair, seeing no shorts in that journal, that's good, man. You guys on YouTube, we got Sean here in the Zoom chat. His journal for this month on gold is literally all long positions, which, to be honest, is very smart. If we can have a potential 30-minute fake out here on gold, maybe a bit of an hourly liquidity grab, then that would be fantastic. You got this 3900 level not too far away. as well. Where was that high? Hit high on gold at 3899.2. So very, very close to that 3900. Yeah, it does look like a nice Excel sheet. But yeah, what's this up? This already looks like a full candle, 400 ticks. Now let's just have a quick look at the news here today as well, guys. See what we got for the day. We have London open in 10 minutes here as well. I am going to be keeping a close eye on NQ. Maybe a potential 30-minute fake out on gold. But I want to watch NQ and also have a look at some currencies. Have a look at copper as well. It is also it's the final trading day of September as well. 30th of September. First tomorrow. And then NFP fun on Friday. So is a big day today, guys. We got a Canadian dollar bank holiday today. We did have some Australian dollar news during the Asian session. Look at this big push here on the Australian dollar. Came in at 5:30 to 6:30. So 5:30 to 6:30 had some big Australian dollar news. So you guys who are trading in Asia, it was a pretty big run up there. Look at that, a lot of people selling. Stops above, buying up into where most people are trying to sell. Nice squeeze. And you guys who are maybe new here though, especially you guys on Zoom, don't worry about trying to trade currencies. I want you guys to focus on gold. But gold this morning is at a big all-time highs. It's not the first time and it won't be the last. But it doesn't mean we have to force it. But don't lose track of the focus of being, if you just want to trade gold, amazing. Keep that focus. So we do have Jolt's job openings today, but not until 3 p.m. London time. And then tomorrow we've got ADP, non-farm employment changes with PMI. Not too much on Thursday. Then obviously we got the big NFP on Friday, and then we got over the weekend Australia daylight savings time. So nothing too much on the calendar today. Nothing to stop us from looking for any opportunities. You do have NQ in the bit of this tough range. We got gold peaking some all-time highs, starting to have a bit of a pullback, which is nice. The Dow, yep, we can definitely have a look at the Dow. Absolutely. Have a look at the Dow. Hi, I'm a beginner. I really need help. Well, welcome, man. Keep tuning into these live streams. It's absolutely free here, man. You're getting lots of value. Also, good traders here on the Topstep streams, man. You got me, you got D right after, you got Dakota in slow markets, then you got all the guys in fast markets, and you got Coach Jay doing streams as well. You have a lot of opportunities here. Just tuning into these Topstep streams, man. There's a lot of value here. Just tuning in for free and just listen and take notes. Don't rush the process. Don't try and copy trades. Learn the reasons behind the trades. Go back and watch yesterday's stream. We had a nice NQ call. Same principle as where we trade gold. Had 2 very nice trades last week on gold as well. No losers. So keep tuning into these live streams, man. It's not about following the trades. It's about understanding the reasons behind the trades and maybe trying to, find a strategy that resonates with you and sticking with it. Yeah, look at this sell-off here on gold. Look at this. This is why I kind of get skeptical to get trapped in these longs here. Gold down 100 ticks in like 5 minutes. 10 minutes gold down 100 ticks. Look at this. If we fake out from this support though, 3900 is not too far away. What is the Zoom call? The Zoom call is for the guys inside the Traders Club, man. Affirmer, yeah, start chasing it. So this is the top, man. This is the top. That's what your brain starts telling you. This is what you see 100 tick sell off in 10 minutes. Your brain starts going, this is the top. Promise you, this is the top. Gold back down to 3,000. But before you know it, you can find some support and break back right back above. But look at this sell off here. Look at this. Tag and lows really closing. Look like we're going to close pretty bearish here on gold. May come down and retest some of these Asia highs here. Look at this. Potential room to squeeze down into here. Asia breakout level. Any trades for NQ? Yeah, there is potentially trades for NQ. I did take a pre-London trade here. I took some pre-London longs on NQ. Trying to get the longs up into this liquidity level. But we held this resistance, squeezed lower. Now, did we leave a double top there? Yes, we did. Nice double top there above. Did it get grabbed on ES? Nope. Cool. So you do have some nice, got some nice targets here on NQ. Now the thing is, NQ is in a bit of a range as well. So we've got the highs of the range up here, and we have the lows of the range down here. kind of pretty close to the lows now. Too close to those to make me want to sell this. But if we can find some support, maybe tag some lows here, break back above, then there's potential for longs. Do some top down here on NQ. So you've had a pretty decent recovery here again on NQ. Let me adjust some of these levels. Let's get rid of this. Like I said, any of you guys who have just tuned in, remember we spoke yesterday on NQ for price to come back up into 24,900. But more importantly, where did we speak about on NQ yesterday? Spoke about NQ to come up and squeeze these highs. Trapping in any early sellers sitting stops above. What does price do? Comes out, squeezes out them early sellers, pulls back. And now we might get a little bit of a potential pullback here. So very, very, very nice call on NQ yesterday from where we got in, which was somewhere around these 30-minute lows. Ended up being an absolutely huge push. Huge push. But what can we see today? Well, what have we got here? Remember, it is NFP week, so we're probably playing some pretty big ranges now. When I say playing ranges, that doesn't mean we can't take trades. You know, you get a very, very big enough range, we can absolutely still take trades. But this is probably the range we're playing. We've got big support down here, big resistance up here. Let's adjust these key levels a little bit. We have 25,000 above. We have, let's go 24. Sorry, too many zeros. 24.5 there. So big support from here to here. Now, are we going to fill up? Are we going to fill yesterday's wick rejection? Is there any reason for us to see this wick rejection and feel like this is going to be a big reversal? Not really, because we're still very bullish. So I'd want to be marking on yesterday's high and low. These could be two pretty interesting levels. I would like longs up into yesterday's high for a bit of a wick fill, but there's a possibility to come down for a bit of a liquidity grab first. So we have yesterday's high all the way up here. We have yesterday's low all the way down here. Now clean up some of these intraday levels. We had some very nice support being held here on NQ. We've tried to bounce off it here though, but it looks like we've also come right back into resistance. So if I was to look at this on NQ, you know, if we were going to see another leg higher back up into that 25,000, maybe back up into this all-time high level, would we do it from here? To be honest, on a higher time frame, it looks like we could potentially come back for a little bit more of a pullback before going higher. So depending on how this London candle closes in 2 minutes, if we close bearish, there is the potential for NQ to have a little bit of a squeeze lower. Now, my only concern with shorting NQ is, again, I always want to be seeing their markets from that neutral perspective, is we are right at the support. So wouldn't want to be getting short here, but look at this. You came up. Let me get rid of this level here. We're not really interested in them highs. We've wicked out a lot of highs here. We're closing nice and bearish. Potential pullback, and then you might get a squeeze down into some of the support. So I'd be watching, you know, these areas down here. You have 24,800 as well. You got a very nice 30-minute breakout. If you would imagine, you know, anyone who's maybe trapped in the longs, maybe doing something like this. So potential to squeeze out any early buys here on NQ. Let's see, we've got London open in 2 minutes here, guys. Gold having a very big pullback. NQ having a bit of a decent sell-off as well. And remember, guys, it is the final trading day of the month as well. Final trading day of the month. Now, so I mentioned the Dow. Let's have a quick look at the Dow before we get this London open. So the Dow is kind of back at all-time high resistance. Look at this, big all-time high resistance. You did have a very nice kind of fake out from this support. You broke below, you broke right back above. Nice squeeze up into the resistance yesterday. We kind of got Dow pretty trapped as well, to be honest. You got big resistance, big support in the higher time frame. Looks pretty range bound here. Higher time frame than on the Dow. Longs look much nicer. You have a nice retracement level here, around 4664. You got a lot of equal highs here. You had a very nice, look at this morning star play. Look at this, beautiful. Rejected, grabbed the lows, held support. Lovely buys. Having a bit of a pullback here, right at pre-London. So again, I wouldn't be shorting the Dow. I would be seeing if you can find some support for a potential pullback. But with this hourly tagging highs and closing bearish, It's going to be very hard to want to trade this 8 a.m. candle here on the Dow. But maybe more so into the New York session or into pre-New York, potential fake outs. I wouldn't chase the Dow from here though. I'll be careful short the Dow. I think there's nice opportunities in the Dow right now. Look at this for a sell-off here on gold. Look at this. 150 tick sell-off here on gold, guys. This is huge. But remember, zoom out on gold. What's the high time frame picture? Extremely bullish. So we got London open here, guys. We do have London open. Hourly here on gold. Tag the highs, closed very bearish. If this wasn't all-time highs, I'd be shorting this for a bit of a pullback. Because it is all-time highs, I don't want to sell here, guys. Look at this. Came down, tagged lows, got back above, held the resistance, huge squeeze lower. So if this wasn't all-time highs, you know, I'd look to scalp this for a short down into the support. Yeah, definitely don't see it pulling back at least 100%. Sean, I agree. Still be thinking close to New York for a move. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. It's better to see gold having a bit of a pullback than peaking all-time highs. That's for sure. Because when it's peaking all-time highs, there's not really too much you can do for new trades. But now that we're starting to pull back, amazing. We have structure to the left, the base trades and price action off. Had that hourly close on NQ. So NQ tagged the highs, closed very bearish. You probably see NQ have a little bit of a squeeze here. It's going to be hard to short NQ this low though, so if you can pull back, great. We do have upside levels as well. But look at this big range here, guys. Big range. You do also have Jolt's job opening today at 3 o'clock London time. We had a great call at NQ yesterday. If we get something today, cool. We'll look to take it. If not, it's absolutely fine. Oh look, we've got 10 new followers on Twitter. Look at that. Beautiful. 10 new followers on Twitter. Appreciate it. Can you look at crude? Yeah, definitely we can have a look at crude. Absolutely. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at copper as well. Look at this. Look at this evening star play here on crude. This was beautiful. Look at this. Should start swing trading crude more. This is very nice. Evening star play on the daily time frame on crude at a level of liquidity. So you came up here on Friday, tagged the highs here on crude, held 66, held 65, wicked all the way back below, and continued selling off yesterday. That is pretty much, doesn't matter what time frame you trade, that is the absolute perfect evening star play. Kind of wish I'd seen that and short that yesterday. That was very nice. Look at this. That is literally the perfect evening star play. Now, what makes this evening star play even nicer is kind of like this, that it's at a liquidity level. So a very nice daily evening star here on crude, at a previous high, held the resistance. You could have been shorting this all day long yesterday. I don't know what time this came in, but you could have been shorting this all day long. Now, what could we see here today? Well, where would the next targets be? Well, the lows of the range down here, because you got crude in this pretty big range that you've been in since pretty much the whole of September. Now, what do we love to do with these ranges? It's exactly the same thing as gold. You know, if you're in a big range, what are you very likely to do before you have the real move? You know, what does the textbook tell you? You're going to do something like this. Unfortunately, it's not how the range is playing anymore. If you can have a true breakout of this range, you'll probably see something like this. Then you might see like 2 touches. Then you might see this. And then you could see this. So now that crude has grabbed the highs of the range, could we be seeing crude come all the way back down to 61s? It's just a higher time frame outlook. It's important to understand higher time frame before we drop down, especially when we are on the final trading day of the month. So let's just have a very quick look at this monthly candle. Yeah, last month's low, current month low. Whether it comes today or it comes into early into October, I like these shorts here on crude. Weekly time frame, very bullish. Daily, again, to me, this is looking pretty bearish. The only thing with crude is, yes, there is a very nice liquidity level and 61 below, But look at this look at where this dotted line is right now. And then we can kind of draw that as an area. That dotted line is current price. That's a big level, big support, big resistance, big support, broke, resistance, support, resistance, etc., etc. So currently at major daily support. So could that potentially have a pullback here on crude? Yeah, there's potential for a pullback here. I would keep in mind that, you know, you are very bearish here. And that was huge. Did that come in the London session? Wow, look at that. That move yesterday started in the London session and then just absolutely followed through for the whole entire New York session. That was huge. And you guys who trade crude, did you get the sells yesterday? I know you guys on Zoom don't trade it, but look at that. What do we also have here? Look at this. This is pretty much a perfect setup. If this was gold, this would be perfect. And gold does do the exact same things. You have a daily evening star. You have an intraday head and shoulders. Very nice trend line coming up as well. Lots of people trying to short that. Trying to buy that. You're trying to head and shoulders play, liquidity grab, shorted into that trend line. Huge sell-off on crude yesterday. That was a very nice trade. If any of you guys did short that, exact plan that we talk about here every single day. Now, what could we see for today? I mean, we're in a pretty aggressive range, which is, of course, no surprise after yesterday had this huge sell-off. Down almost 4% yesterday on crude. So a range in here is completely expected. Now, I do like a bit of a pullback here. You did just have this nice support being formed here. What do? We broke the support, broke right back above. Nice fake out confirmation. We are also finding some intraday resistance here as well. So this would be my no trade range because you've already had the liquidity grab here. You tried to break out. You couldn't quite get back higher. Hit the resistance, hit the support. So I wouldn't get chopped up in here on the last trading day of the month. But if you can break above, great. There's potential pullback into these highs around 63.50. And if you just start breaking back below, then remember we got very big downside targets as well. And it is still overall bullish. So the smart trade is, of course, selling crude, but it's already kind of had a major sell-off. But if you didn't get the sell-off, you know, don't start chasing longs and trying to fight this market just because you didn't get the trade that you know you should have been in. If you didn't get the trade you know you should have been in, and this goes for all markets, you just have to accept it and wait. So NQ still squeezing here. Nice little dip down. What we'd have into these lows, 12 points. Not that big of a range. See how we react on these lows here on NQ. Goldie having a bit of a pullback, guys. I want to see if we can bounce off this level here for potential longs. Remember, gold is still a very bullish. So I don't see this move down. But like, yeah, I want to chase this. Gold is very bullish, all-time highs. If we find some support, I still like the pullbacks here on gold. There's no reason for me to think otherwise on gold. Let's have a look at the 4 hour on the currency. Let me have a look. So currency chart is back above that 38.50 level. Let me adjust some of these levels. It's not easy when you jump on, guys, and gold's at all-time highs. But remember, like you guys have seen, it's not the first time. It certainly won't be the last time. But all you have to do when you're at all-time highs is accept it, walk away, wait for a price to pull back, and take advantage of the weeks like last week. So when it does peak all-time highs, well, that's fine. You're sat on your hands and you're waiting. 4 hour on the currency chart, though, not really saying too much. Obviously, a huge breakout in Asia, tagging the highs, pulling it back a little bit. I mean, a pullback on gold looks healthy, but to be honest, a pullback on gold has looked healthy for this whole entire run-up on the higher time frame. Look at this, just here. I think it's going to pull back, keeps going higher, ranges higher, pulls back, higher, pull back, higher. So, I mean, you know, there is the potential for gold to have a bit of a pullback into 38.50, but I'm certainly not going to be certainly not trying to call that yet by any means. So I wouldn't mind seeing if we can find some support down here for potential maybe a 30-minute fake out. Oh, look at this. NQ spiking through the lows there. NQ scalp short would have been nice there. Look at that. Look at this lovely sell-off here. Look at this. Beautiful. Very nice sell-off here on NQ. Let's see how we react around these lows. Remember, we're playing a range here on NQ. I'm actually going to get rid of this level. And let's keep it clean and mark on this would be a good enough target. So any early buys here on NQ? Maybe log in here, trying to get this much bigger play up. Just been squeezed out, so now could we do the exact same thing to the highs? Maybe, let's see. Let's see, let's look at Goldie here. Do you use RSI indication? No, I don't use RSI indicator, man. I use what you see on my screens right here is exactly what I use. I used to use RSI in the earlier days, but yeah, I just found it pretty distracting and not very reliable for intraday trading. I'm not saying you can't use it. Same with any tool. You know, every tool, every indicator, every tool on here, they all have their place. It's about finding what works for you. For me, clean price action is what I prefer the most, especially when you look at that crude oil trade. You know, you didn't need 10 different plus confluences to tell you that was an absolutely beautiful short yesterday. Liquidity grab, evening star, huge sell-off. Pure price action. Then beautiful price action as well. Very nice price action. So gold almost at these highs here, guys. This is a level that I want to see if we can find some support here. Like I said, you guys, I will not be chasing shorts. If gold rips down today, maybe pulls back, consider shorts in your course. I'll sell all day tomorrow, it's not a problem. But I won't try and short this first pullback. You know, if you try to short these pullbacks here on gold, what do? You find support, you go right back higher. You try short this pullback, you go right back higher. Short the pullback, right back higher. Again, short the pullback, you go right back higher. So, is there any reason for us to also consider or think that this wouldn't be the same as every other time we pull back, you rip higher, you pull back higher, pull back higher. So pull back, potentially higher. Let's see. Don't see this move down and go, oh damn, I missed the move. I should have been selling from these highs. Aaron doesn't know what he's talking about. Stick to your plan. Was it your plan to short gold at all-time highs? If it was, well, then you've probably had a very difficult couple of weeks in the markets. But me personally, I'm absolutely not shorting all-time highs. Is there any difference between trading NQ and gold in terms of price action? Yeah, intraday they can have their own differences. You know, sometimes on gold I do find the higher time frame is the cleanest, like the hourly 30-minute. Sometimes in NQ the low time frame can look nicer, but I mean, follows the overall principles of the liquidity grabs, the morning and evening star plays. Look at this beautiful morning star play here. Nice short into the afternoon session yesterday. Just the intraday characteristics will be different, but the overall analysis and plan, yeah, same thing. Like I shared on the trade yesterday. Did I delete it? Where are we? Where's the Aaron trade? Serious. Same as the trade that we took yesterday. We took a trade on NQ. Exactly the same principles to what I would trade gold. This is a trade we took yesterday. You had a 30-minute liquidity grab, 5-minute fake out, previous hourly breakout, pre-London highs. Like that was like super simple. Exactly the same way we trade gold. Exactly the same way we trade gold. But you know, it's not always. The reason I trade gold over NQ is I just find gold to be much more consistent and much easier to read overall. But we have been seeing some very nice moves on NQ recently in London. What about the hourly demand? If you mean this, resistance broke support. If you mean this, man, definitely. There's a pretty big make or break level here right now. Gold already getting a nice reaction, so let's see. Let's see. I wouldn't take this 15-minute morning star that's shaping up here. This is too aggressive for me to want to take a 15-minute morning star. Gold's almost down 180 ticks here. I think a 30-minute fake out would be the most logical, especially when that pre-London hourly has closed very bearish. You may even play more of an hourly morning star. But yeah, do I take this level here if this is what you mean? Definitely. Yep. Supply and demand, support and resistance. Yep. You also got the nice view app support here as well. Not something I use as a confidence to enter a trade, but it's nice to see that it's being respected at this previous breakout level. NQ still selling off here, guys. What a sell off here on NQ. This is huge. If we'd wicked these highs a little bit more, yeah, maybe you could have argued sells here. Look at this. Beautiful. Gold is going to require patience here today, though, guys. I know it's not what we want to hear, but it's the reality. Asia's up almost 500 ticks. You're down 180 here in London. It's getting pretty aggressive here. It's the final trading day of September, which if you have had a good September, you know, don't ruin your month by trying to force something on the very last trading day of the month. If we get a trade, fantastic. You know, yesterday we waited until waited all until 8:15 yesterday. So it was around this time, 8:15, we took some nice longs here on NQ. So, well, looks like NQ's going to come right down for these lows down here. Look at this. Big sell-off here on NQ. If it grabbed the highs, this would be a lovely short. Look at this. Clean run down. Ranges for pretty much all of the Asian session, whilst gold's having a big move. London open. Boom, look at this. Clean sell. Look at that 5-minute price action. That's huge. So in terms of intraday price action, gold versus NQ, it's very rare that you would see this clean of a run here on gold on the 5-minute. That's the thing. Yeah, NQ just goes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Whereas if this was gold, you know, you'd probably have this leg down here, you'd probably range for a while, grab some highs and then keep pushing down, and, you know, same thing. Whereas NQ, intraday price action, you can get moves like this. This is why you can, you know, I don't really trail positions on gold, but if you're trading something like NQ and you get these moves, wow, this is nice. There you got a bit of FOMO here on NQ. Look at that. What a move. Gold 15-minute. Tagging the lows, holding support. I don't believe we're going to run from here out of nowhere. I wouldn't be too surprised if maybe we can grab the lows a little bit more before having a push here. Yeah, literally, Patrick. It's crazy. How's NQ looking on the monthly? Final trading day of the month. Big day here today. Look at this. Big day here on NQ. May close back above this huge all-time high resistance levels. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these levels. But like I said to you guys, you know, final trading day of the month. Be sure to check your monthly candle closures. Make sure you're not fighting. For instance, right now on gold, you know, if you have a bit of FOMO in here with this sell-off on gold, just zoom out. Is there any reason to try and short this on the final trading day of the month? When we look at this, I don't think so. This is one of the most insane 2 months and a year that I've ever seen on gold. So the most logical thing is to follow this market, not fight it. What's the highest time frame you use for a setup? Hourly is my max, but it's around 50 and 30. I mean, for trading here on Topstep, the highest time frame I'll trade off is, yeah, probably 30-minute. I still swing trade gold, but trading here on Topstep, intraday trading, yeah, 30-minute and hourly is the max. I mean, I look at all higher time frames, you know, to understand what the higher time frame is doing, but in terms of actually taking execution, yeah, 30-minute is probably the highest I'll typically go. Usually going lower than that. If we're on here together, you know, sometimes we're taking like 5-minute trades. Like last week we had some nice. Last week we had some nice 5-minute trades, like this one here. That was a pre-London one. We had this one. We took this one together last week. I believe that was a 30-minute trade last week. Yeah, that was a 30-minute trade we took last week. So 30-minute trade. This was a 5-minute execution. It honestly depends on the setup, depends on the range. You know, I do also like, you know, taking a trade on the hourly time frame and walking away for like 2-3 hours and getting a good trade here. And that's still intraday trading. Some people last week were saying that that's swing trading. I can assure you it's not swing trading. But it's all about finding, you know, your style, your schedule. You know, not everyone has the time and desire to want to sit here and scalp the 5-minute all day long. You know, you can sit here, trade the 30-minute, trade the hourly, wait for them candle closures, and you can have a lot of freedom. You don't need to be sat here watching all the time. So if you've got busy, you know, family life and work commitments, you know, you don't have to sit here and watch every single 5-minute candle. You can You know, stick to your hourly time frames and you'll still be out within the same day and you'll get great moves on gold. Hourly time frame confirmations on gold give you amazing setups. And that's not swing trading, that's being in and out in the same day. Yeah, nice 30-minute fake out. Yeah, I would love that, Sean. Yeah, 30-minute fake out there would be beautiful. Even a 15 fake out would be nice. So I'm kind of trying to see here on gold. Are we gonna hold from here and start pushing? Yeah, I would love to see that. I'd love to see a closure below. You know, maybe tag lows, get right back above, and then I'd love to see them longs. I think it's going to take some time for that, but yeah, it would be very nice. Or maybe even a 30-minute morning star here. The reason I'm not jumping in too quick and trading this 15-minute morning star here is because you did have this big push down, like almost 200 tick push down. Do you recommend Topstep, Aaron? Yes, I absolutely recommend Topstep, man. That's why we're here. We're here trading live on Topstep because I absolutely recommend Topstep, man. Best futures prop firm out there. Don't go searching for something that doesn't exist. I absolutely recommend Topstep. I've been using and recommend Topstep for the past, I don't know, 3 years or something. But even before I jumped on these streams on my own channel, I've been using my Topstep accounts. When did I make my first video? I've been using Topstep since I moved to futures. Topstep was actually the whole entire reason I moved to futures, is because I liked the funding process as opposed to coming from the FX world. The funding process in the FX world, oh, it's an absolute mission. It's such a long process that it's so mentally draining. So Topstep was, yeah, one of the main reasons that I actually moved to futures. When was the first time I made a... Can I see the first time I made a Topstep video? I don't think so. Is that possible? No, I don't remember. But yeah, of course, man, I absolutely recommend Topstep. Nothing but amazing things to say, and that's not because I'm here. I've always recommended Topstep, man, absolutely. Yeah, nice little dip here. Yep, absolutely. We do have... You got NQ trying to find some support here, guys, but I wouldn't be too convinced by this. You're that close to these lows here that I think you have a very high chance of squeezes. If you can pull back, there's potential shorts here on NQ. Gold trying to find some support. There's the potential 30-minute morning star shaping up. I wouldn't be too surprised if it comes more in the hourly. The reason, like I say, the reason I'm not taking this 15-minute morning star, if you guys are wondering, because your gold's already down 200 ticks. So to try and take a 15-minute morning star when gold's down 200 ticks is pretty aggressive. I think you're going to have to wait for at least a 30-minute time frame. So if this 30-minute closes like this, then, you know, there's the potential to look for something like this. Same as what we just spoke about on oil. There's a potential to look for something like this. More on the 30-minute time frame. Potential morning star shaping up here. Look at this. So this is what's currently being, you know, you had this big push down. This is the candle that's currently being formed, and this is what we're looking for. Now, I won't look for a, you know, full-blown reversal back up into these highs because you're already down 200 ticks. But, you know, even for a morning star play, come back up and retest previous 30-minute highs, retest this breakout level, you're still talking 80 ticks, which is, again, a very, very, very nice range. So gold's trying to shape up here. NQ, potential pullback to short into these lows. You got nice liquidity above and below on NQ now. The view app. I just use the very standard view app here. It's just the indicator here. See, I don't use it as a confluence or a reason to take trade. A reason to take a trade. Sorry, I have it on my charts because I like to see where it's at. And, you know, when it lines up with a previous breakout level view app. You know, if I'm not that I would because it's all-time highs, but if I'm shorting here, you know, maybe it's that icing on the cake for another added confluence to maybe exit a trade. But it's not something I would just trade off. This ended up being a really nice sell-off here on NQ. Really, really nice sell-off. Look at that, almost 30 point down on that 30-minute breakout. The only reason I didn't short this from this one is because there wasn't much of a stop and a target. You know, I do have targets down here, but look at that. I'm not going to trade a 0.29 risk to reward. We got time. We got time. But given the fact that we're at the very last trading day of September, how's everyone's September been? You guys on Zoom, how's and YouTube? How have you guys of September been? You had a profitable September, a losing September? How many of you guys tried to short gold in September? How's everyone's September been? Break even, nice man, nice. Break even is good, man. Break even is good. Protect the capital. Break even and probably learn a lot, I would imagine, man. Very rare that you end a month break even and not learn anything. Halfway done with this combine, yeah, amazing, nice. Good month, good month. Currently in drawdown, but I've been making my losses back slowly and steady. Yeah, amazing, man, amazing. Slow and steady. There you go, Chris. Lost funded, past funded. So probably around break even, man. It's good. Lost next wave, past 4. Yeah, nice. That's good. It's happened, man. You gotta lose counts, you gotta pass counts. As long as you're getting consistent, you know what you did wrong. Passing 4 is impressive. Finishing September with 1 payout and an XFA with 3.6k in the balance. Another XFA added to the books recently too. Amazing, Damon. Amazing. Sean up on the XFAs, but not a lot past combines though. Full focused on XFAs. Nice month. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it happens, Matt. It happens. It's all part of the learning, though. All part of the learning, man. All part of the growth. Even if you guys have had a losing month, I say it's another lesson. It's another lesson in the progression to becoming a better and better trader. Past 2 weeks have been good for me on the XFA. Nice, Cade. Nice. Halfway through on 150, so break even. Yeah, nice, Tom. Nice. Break even's good. Gold's still squeezing here, guys, so I don't want to jump in these longs just yet. I want to wait for this 30 candle close. Blew both my XFAs to start the month. Took 2 weeks off and just passed my combines today. Nice. I mean, look, man, you know, in the early days, you guys are going to lose accounts. It's part of the process. But you really want to try and minimize how many you're blowing. You know, if you're always blowing accounts, you know, you get a combine, you blow it, you get them, you know, you got to get to a point where you change it up. But if maybe, you know, the markets you just found were a little bit tough that month, maybe you lost an account, hey, that's trading. That's trading. We're not going to be perfect every single month. We're not going to make money every single month. That's part of the game. It's part of the business. What we can do is, you know, on the down periods or tough times in the market, just manage your risk. But good job on passing the accounts there, man. Manage your risk now. Trade it slowly and consistently. Could that be a last liquidity grab right before that 30-minute close? Let's see. Profitable 12 out of 14 trading days. Amazing. Just wonderful. That's incredible, man. Profitable 12 out of 14 days is fantastic. It's a very good win rate. My best month, up 8% for the month. Incredible, man. 8% is amazing. On 100k account, you're up 8,000. That's absolutely huge. It's fantastic work. Oh, nice. Best month for me. This is Ian in the Zoom chat. Less trades. We're at all-time highs without a pullback. I don't even watch. Nice. September has been a good breakthrough with the psychology and patience. Yeah, amazing, Ian. It's amazing to hear, man. Absolutely amazing to hear. Less trades and the best month. Look at that, guys. So you got Ian in the Zoom chat. It's been his best month, and he's taken less trades. That's why I say to you guys, quality over quantity. Yeah, sometimes it takes a loss to learn a lesson and see what the mistakes are made. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You have to lose. Now you got to take the losses to then know what you're doing wrong. But what's important is, you know, a lot of people will take losses, they'll lose from the accounts and not actually, you know, look at why am I losing the account. They just go from losing account to losing account to losing account. But it's like, you know, if you lose an account or you have a tough day in the markets, you know, you really have to look at why. Don't just jump straight into a reset and jump straight into a new account and change nothing and expect something to change. It's unfortunately not how life in the markets work. If you've lost an account this month, hey, it happens. We're not perfect. But what you want to do is try and understand what happened, what went wrong, what went right. You know, don't always just beat yourself up all the time. Try and have a look at what did you do good as well. Oh, look at this for a reaction here on NQ. Look at this. Been trading 1 to 3 micros only. Nice, nice, nice. That's good, Patrick. Even though it's slower, less exciting, it's helped me stay in the game. Yeah, exactly. There's no need to rush the size, man. 1 to 3 micros is fantastic. You want to focus on the consistency, and the scaling will come with time. That's the real key here, man. That's the real key. 30-minute close cut up here on gold, guys. NQ trying to find some support. Not the best of rejections here. Gold, gold, gold. Still closing bearish here on gold. Gold is trying to shape up here. Look at these nice 15-minute rejections here. If we get a bit of a bottom wick, there's a potential for a pullback here on gold. A little bit of a bottom wick, and I might try to take a pullback here. A little bit. Risk off that low and see if you can pull back up into these highs. We're looking for something like this. Very great month for me. Learned a lot from you and D. Amazing, Bruno. Amazing. Still doing micros on the metals. Fantastic, man. 2,400. 47% win rate. Average winning trade 183. Average loss 43. That's amazing, man. That's fantastic. Fantastic. How's the co-working space? Yeah, co-working space is good. Thank you, man. It's good. It's nice to get up first thing in the morning. You know, get out, head to the office, get some fresh air, get a coffee on the way, get ready for the markets, as opposed to just, yeah, waking up at home and just jumping straight on. So yeah, it's nice, man. Nice to get out and have somewhere separate. If we get a bit of a pullback here on gold, guys, I might see if we can get potentially long here. This month I'm up 15% in one account, 10% on another. For the first time, I traded only 1 pair, 2 setups, only 1 or 2 trades a day, and life is green. You were right, Aaron. Less is more. 0 to father, that's absolutely amazing, man. That's what we like to hear. So you've been taking less trades, trading less instruments, and making more money. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And it's also, you know, not only do you make more money, it's also way less stressful. And you realize, like, wow, what was I trying to do before? It's like, you know, we could sit here and we could look at, you know, 5+ different markets every single day. Or we can realize that we don't actually need to. It's way less stressful and we'll make better money focusing on good, consistent trades. You know, we trade for the freedom. And what was I trying to do before? Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, like I said, I used to trade like 10+ different instruments. And it's only once I kind of narrowed it down, I was like, you know, not only do I not need to trade this many instruments, it's not making me any more profitable. If anything, it's giving me more FOMO, but it's also making me way more stressed. And as if trading isn't hard enough, even just trading one instrument, it's like I want to make my life as a trader as easy as possible. Exactly. Make money first thing in the morning on a good setup. Charts closed and the rest of the day for the fun or the 9 to 5. Yeah, 100%, man. Absolutely. Trade for freedom. I was going to say to you guys, you know, we all got into trading in the first place for the freedom, or majority of us probably did. But before you know it, you end up being glued to the charts 5+ hours a day. And you try and get to a point of doing that full time. It becomes very, very, very stressful. Very, very, very stressful. But trading shouldn't be stressful. We want to make it as easy as possible. You're always going to have times in the markets where it's going to be hard, and it is going to be stressful, but it shouldn't be stressful all the time. Like, you know, like you guys who were here yesterday, you know, we took that nice trade on NQ. Well, gold ranged. I closed my charts. I walked away. I maybe spent, you know, a couple of minutes looking at hourly closures and enjoyed the rest of my day. You know, trade your plan. Plan your trade and trade your plan. Especially when trading gold. You know, trading gold in the higher time frame, 15, 30-minute hourly closures. Not only can you get some very clean setups with some great tick amounts, you also don't have to sit there and watch every single candle go up and down, up and down. Potential longs here shaping up on gold. You tag the lows, close nice and bullish. If you tag the highs and bearish, then I want to see a potential 5-minute fake out. We do have retracement levels here on gold. Now gold is already down a lot, so I'm not going to try and call the lows here just yet. But if we do find some support here on gold, I do like this just for a bit of a scalp. I'm not looking for a huge reversal or a huge another leg higher, so I should say. A bit of a pullback. 40 to 50 tick bounce here in London would be more than enough for me. So let's see this 5-minute close here. See 30 minutes kind of wicking down. 15-minute nice potential morning star play here. You've got potential 15-minute previous highs there. So where's them 15 highs? That'd be a good management point. And you got these highs here. Now from where we're at, up into them previous 15-minute highs. 30 to 60. Let's see. Let's see. I might even jump this on the micros. These are days you can just wake up, buy gold, and enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah, yeah, literally, yeah. That's what we should have done. That's what we should have been doing since January. Wake up, buy a couple of lots on gold, go back to bed. Wake me up in September when gold's at 3,900. That's what we should. Yeah, that's what we should be doing a long time ago. Where was gold at the start of the year? Where were we? Yeah, gold was at, that's just ridiculous. Gold was at 2,700. We just wake up every day, just buy a little bit, buy a little bit, buy a little bit. Leave it, cash out in September. Life is good. So I may take a long here on gold, guys. I am going to trade half risk, given the fact that gold already has pushed down so much. Let me do this. Let me do it here. NQ grabbing these lows here, which is nice. So liquidity is getting hit here on NQ. Let's see how we react around these lows. Potential for buys on NQ. Let's have a look here on Goldie. Goldie, let me go 15. Let's have a look at this 5-minute micro chart here. I'm looking for a bit of a pullback here, guys. Remember, just a bit of a pullback. Ooh, copper. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Copper long on the flip of this 30. Let's have a look. So you had a lovely, look at this lovely breakout here on copper yesterday. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Nice fake out, breakout, held this level. Look at this for a run on copper. Yeah, this looks nice. Copper longs up into, that actually looks very nice. Copper longs back up into that $5 level that I think we spoke about yesterday. 4.95-ish. Looks pretty good. You're tagging previous 4-hour lows. I would look for more of a hourly morning star here. And you do have some highs from here. This is very nice. Look at this. This is a lovely push yesterday. Yeah, copper longs do look nice here, man. I personally would wait for that hourly close. I don't think you'd miss too much until... I mean, yeah, you could take a 30-minute flip. It's probably going to be around the same entry anyway. But that looks very nice. That's a very nice setup. Came down, tagged the lows of the range. Had a nice breakout there. You got decent range up into here. And then potentially back up into that next liquidity level. Yeah, I like that, man. That looks very nice. Looks very nice. Let's have a look here, guys. Let's have a look. The risk will be pretty small here. Like 32 to 20 ticks at half risk for a potential long. My only concern with gold, and the reason I'm a little bit hesitant, is because of how much we actually sold off before London Open. No, 1 minute. I don't go to the 1 minute band. I know some people do, but no, 1 minute. Even the 5 minute on gold can get pretty noisy. My time frame I find is nice on gold, but I mean you can, you know, if it's something you want to look at. But as long as you're only dropping down to the 1 minute, you know, or the 5 minute, once your high time frame has confirmed something, then you're pretty good. But honestly, it's matter. I even find sometimes the 5 minute can just be complete noise, and the higher time frame is always the nicest here on gold. Let's see, 5 minute close coming up here, guys. I'm trying to look for a long around the flip of the 15-minute high, around 81.6, around here, around 81.6. Be risking about 25-ish ticks, a half risk. Let's see. We've got 1 minute till this fire's gonna close. If we break out here, I might give this a stab. Only thing is, with this long here on gold, you got to manage pretty quick. These 15 highs, you got 27 to potentially 60. I mean, that high would be great, but this high would be a quick management point. Look at this hourly though. Hourly's my only concern. Just looking for a bit of a pullback. Oh, look at this nice reaction here on NQ, guys. Right from that liquidity level. What do we say here in NQ? People trying to long here, stops below. Come down, just squeeze out them lows, and now breaking back above. You could have a big potential NQ range here as well. Let's keep an eye on NQ. NQ's kind of following the liquidity levels pretty well here. Not too much volume here on Goldie just yet. Let me just have a look at the currency chart. So currency chart is still squeezing lower. Looks like you may want to come for them 30-minute lows. Currency is also back at that key level of 38.50, which is a nice support level. Might see if we can buy stop this in a second. There's not a lot of volume here in this 5-minute. Again, it's not really too much of a surprise when you just rip down 200 plus ticks. Not just going to rip out of nowhere. We're out of coffee, that's not good. Do you use fib levels? I do. More for swing trading. Intraday trading, I don't look at any fibs. But for higher time frame trading, look at this, guys. Gold's still selling off here. Don't chase these longs. Yeah, for swing trading, I will look at fibs. But for intraday trading, I'm pretty much just pure price action, man. AQ still selling off. Again, you don't want to call the bottoms just yet, guys. Gold still squeezing, okay? So now gold's still squeezing down. What do we do with this 5-minute chart? We get right off it. We get off this 5-minute chart, we go straight back to this 30. Get rid of that. No longs were triggered. Why? Because the 5-minute didn't break out. Cool. No entry, no loss. All I wanted to see was kind of just a little bit of a 5-minute breakout here to trigger some longs. Couldn't get back above, squeezed it, still pushing lower. So gold's still gold having a big sell-off here, guys. Could shape up some really nice New York trades. Like I say, although I'm not short here on gold, it's very nice to see gold pulling back and peaking these all-time highs. See, maybe looking for a potential morning star play. Copper is by far looking the nicest here. See, 50-minute price action is messy. Yeah, come for them 30-minute lows. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. This is a big sell-off here on gold. But again, guys, just because the markets are moving doesn't mean it's your short. Like I said to you guys, it hasn't been my job to short gold for this whole entire push up. Just because the markets are moving up and down, or the markets are moving up and down 24 hours, 5 days a week. It's not your job to catch every single up and down move. It's your job to come on here and catch your entry with your plan, with your rules. And for me personally, my plan gives me no reason to sell gold here. And even if, let's say, even if today, you know, gold did have a huge rip down, and guess what? I got none of it. Well, I'll come back on tomorrow. I'll have my daily confirmation. We'll pull back, and then I'll get my easy sells. Not that I think that's necessarily going to happen, but for the guys who are maybe wondering, like, why are you not shorting? Why are you not shorting? Why am I not selling? Look at this. Now I can short in these ranges here. Absolutely. But I'll short in these ranges, you know, here, once I maybe get this confirmation. You know, you push down, pull back, you know, then you can maybe get your short. But don't try and be there. Don't try and be the first one in here. You're tagging previous 30-minute lows, which could also be a nice level of support as well. So still longs from that 81.6 level is still on the cards. But I won't put in the buy stop until I see this 15. Taking my 200 and running. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, taking a run, man. Taking a run. Yeah, potential 15-minute fake out. Definitely. That's that 15-minute fake out of that 38.50 level. So no trades for me here so far yet today, guys. I still believe NQ is probably the nicest squeeze here. You got a lot of people jumping in them longs, looking for something like this. Nice squeeze into them levels. Anyway, I would have shorted NQ into these lows if you had a bit of a pullback. So 15 has just closed. Very bearish here on gold, guys. So if you want to get long now, the job's pretty simple. 15-minute fake out. Yeah, it's nice. It's a very big level here in NQ. Yep, very, very, very big level. Huge breakout level from Asia yesterday. Actually, look at this. We're right back down. We do also have previous day lows here on NQ, not too far away. But to be honest, again, I look at this on NQ and I think this is a great pullback to buy up into yesterday's high. Instant top wick. Could you maybe? Don't want to get trapped in here, but if you get back above here, yeah, I like these gold longs. 4 hour here on the futures. Maybe be watching these previous 4 hour lows. If we do need an extra liquidity spike, you may come down there a little bit more. 6,700 giveaway on ES. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Yeah, again, very similar to story to NQ. You know, you get a lot of early sellers early buyers jumping in, risking off these lows. Look at this big play up. Nice, nice squeeze here on NQ and ES. All right, YouTube guys, I'll wrap up there, guys. We've been on for about an hour and 15. There's nothing really shaping up for me here just yet. You know, we had a great NQ trade yesterday. Nothing really here for me right now in the London session. You know, there is potential fake out buys shaping up here on gold. But I think if you're going to get the fake out buys here on gold, back up into this retracement level, you're very likely going to get it around like 9 to 9.30. If not, probably 9.30 to 10. You'll probably get these nice buys here on gold. But like I said, you guys, you know, don't FOMO in here. If it's not your job to call all-time highs, know when to walk away. Close the charts. If you have a bit of FOMO, it's totally fine. Lock yourself out for an hour, and guess what? We'll be right back again tomorrow. So I'm going to keep it clean for the London session, see what we get closer to pre-New York, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.